right, we're going to get started. So if you did miss Tuesday's lesson, on Tuesday we were learning about how to find our the product of our number. We're learning how to find our number as a product of its prime factors. So on Tuesday we learned how to do that, and then we learned how to find the LCM using the product of our prime factors. And the one we did together was 10 and 15. And guys, I realized that I made a mistake afterwards, and I have to correct myself, because I went and said that 10 times 3 was 6, and 6 times 5 was 60. It wasn't. It was 30. So I want to go over another one of these with you tonight. I did put all of the answers for you on Classroom, but I thought that we could do one more tonight because we really did struggle towards the end of the class to get this done. So let's go through one more together before we move on to HCF. We're going to look at HCF, and then we're going to move on to ratio and proportion for tonight. So I'm going to erase this one. All right. Does anyone want to tell me in the chat which one you guys might want to look at? Anyone want to tell me in the chat? Anyone got a specific number they might want to do? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3.3. Okay. So 3.3 has 3 numbers there. So that might be why Tandile is asking me to do that one. Cool. All right. So I've got 12, 14, and 15. All right, let's start with 12. So I'm looking to find my, using my trees, okay, or my ladders, sorry, I'm doing my ladders, and I only use my prime numbers when I'm doing my ladders. So let's start with 12. The very first prime number for 12 that goes into 12 is 2, and I'm left with 6. Then I've got 2, and I'm left with 3. I've got 3, and I'm left with 1. So I can say 12 is equal to, and I'm going to go straight into saying 2, and I see 2 twice, times by 3. Okay, so 2, why am I saying to the power of 2? Because I see 2 twice, hey? So 2 to the power of 2 times by 3. Okay, we're doing it as a product of its prime numbers, right? Prime factors, sorry guys. Okay, then we're going to look at 14. What's the first prime number that goes into 14? It's 2 again. 14 divided by 2 gives me 7. Can 2 go into 7? No. So what's my next prime number? It's going to be 7, and I'm left with 1. So 14 equals 2 times 7. Then we're going to go to 15. What's the first prime number that goes into 15? It's not 2. It's going to be 3. 15 divided by 3 gives me 5. 5 divided by 5 gives me 1. So 15 is equal to 3 times 5. All right, now I said to you guys, there's different ways of doing this. You can go and say to yourself, all right, I can go put them underneath each other and match them up and do all those kinds of things. Or what did I say the M stood for at the end of class on Tuesday? Can you remember? What did I say that the M, what could the M stand for? Instead of multiple, what was the M? What was the M? Can you remember? What's the M? What's the M? Come on, come on. What's the M? What's the M? I want the M to be the maximum. The maximum. I want the maximum of everything. I want everything, the maximum, the biggest number, maximum, maximum, maximum. Okay. So if I want the maximum, the biggest number, the everything, the maximum, 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 well, then I'm going to go and say to myself, if I want the lowest common multiple, but the M stands for maximum, 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 then I'm going to start with the 2's. I've got 2 to the 2, I've got 2, and I've got no 2's. What's the maximum number of 2's there? What's the biggest number of 2's? It's going to be 2 to the 2. So the maximum, the biggest number of 2's, the biggest, the 2's, the 2's, the 2's is 2 to the 2 times by. Now I'm moving to the 3's next. I've got 3, I've got no 3's, and I've got 3's. So what's the maximum, the biggest 3's, the maximum, the maximum, the maximum? It's going to just be a 3 times by. Now, because it's the maximum, I want everything, the maximum, the maximum, the maximum. All right. I'm then going to go to, what's my next number? It's going to be a 5 times by. Again, because it's the maximum, everything, the maximum, maximum, I'm also going to add the 7s. So, I'm going to grab my trusty calculator. Because, yeah, we can do that in our head, but you know what? It's the end of the day. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We're a little bit tired. So 2 to the 2 times 3 times 5 times 7 is going to give me 420. So the lowest common multiple between 12, 14, and 15 is 420. Okay. Lowest common multiple between those numbers is 420. Guys, if you want to do more practice on the rest of those, it's all on Classroom. I put the worksheets on there with all the questions from Tuesday, and I put all the answers for you. Okay, all there on Classroom, ready for you to practice, has all the answers for you. Go have a look on Classroom. It's so useful. Join Classroom. Make sure you're on there. Get all the answers, guys. All right. Let's finish off. So now we're going to look at highest common factor. All right. Before I move on, Bree's asking me, ma'am, how do you get 2 to the 2? Bree, we must always take the maximum, the biggest, the maximum, maximum, maximum. And where did I get 2 to the 2 from? Well, here, how many 2's did I have? I had 1, 2 2's. Okay, so when I had a look here, I had 1, 2 2's, so 2 to the 2 times 3. That's where I got 2 to the 2 from. Hope that makes sense. All right. So there's different methods for you to find HCF again. Same as there are different methods for you to find LCM. Okay, so different methods. Method 1 is for you to list the factors. So this is kind of like you would have done in grade 7 when you first learned how to do this. We're going to list the different factors. It's more suitable for smaller numbers though, all right? So when you're looking for the highest factor of 26 and 36, what would you do? Okay, and again, there's a small mistake here because this should say 27. So first you would go and you would list all the factors of 27. What are the factors of 27? We would use our nice little table that we learned, guys. Remember we learned that last week. 1, 3, 9, and 27. Okay. Then what would we do? We would go and we list the factors of 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 36. Okay. Ring which ones are your factors, which ones are uncommon. The highest factor between those two numbers is clearly number 9. So that's one way to get the highest common factor, but not super effective. Also, so time consuming, takes quite a long time. All right, what's an easier way to do it? Method 2, the grade 8 way, doing it the prime factor way. So using our ladders and doing it the prime factor way is so much quicker and easier. All right, let's have a look at how we're going to do it. Okay, so it's important to set your workout neatly when using this method. Find the HCF of 27 and 36, guys. 27 and 36. So here we go. We're going to have our ladder first. So let's go and draw our ladder out here. Let's do our ladder for 27 first. 27. First prime number is the number 2. 2 can't go into 37, but we know 3 can go into 37. 3 goes into 27, 9 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 3 once. So we can say to ourselves that 27 is equal to 3 to the power of how many times, okay, do we see this 3? We see it 1, 2, 3 times. So 3 to the power of 3. All right. And then we want 36. Okay. Umar, I promise I see your question. I will go and have a look at it. I promise when I show everybody the other questions. Okay, so I will go have a look. I promise, Umar. Just so you know, I'm not ignoring you. I promise. Okay, 36. What's the first prime number? The first prime number is the number 2. 36 divided by 2 gives me 18. Can 2 go into 18? Yes, it can. Can 2 go into 9? Nope. So we put a 3 there. 3 goes into 3. 3 goes into 3. So we're going to say 36 is equal to 2. How many times do I see 2, guys? 1, 2 to the power of 2 times by 3 to the power of 1, 2. All right. Now, we're not looking for lowest common multiple here. Okay. If we were looking for lowest common multiple, the M stands for maximum. Okay, lowest common multiple, stands for maximum. That's not what we're looking for here. All right. What are we looking for instead? We're looking for the HCF. The HCF. Okay. Now, how are you going to remember what the HCF is? Okay, how are you going to remember the HCF? This is how I remember the HCF. All right. I know that HCF stands for highest common factor. I know that. I get that. I know highest common factor. I know. Okay. But when I try to remember it when I'm in a test or exam, I always think of the HCF. Okay. And I'm going to ask Shailen to please stop drawing on my screen. All right. If you can delete everything that you've drawn, Shailen, I'd really appreciate it. All right. I always think of the HCF standing for the F standing for what I call friends. Okay, so when I think of HCF, I think of the word friends. All right, so HCF for me, I think of friends. All right, so what does that mean? What does that mean? What do I mean by friends? I mean that, guys, if you have a friend, all right, and you and your buddy are friends, you're never going to want to embarrass your friend, all right? You're never going to want to embarrass your friend. You guys are going to want to pretty much be like the same, okay? You want to going to pretty much be the same. You want to be friends with your friend. You don't want to embarrass them. You want to stay on the same vibe, okay? So that means that if I'm looking at the 2's, I see that I have a 2 over here, 2 to the 2, but do I have any 2's here in the 27? I don't have any 2's in the 27. Shailen, don't worry, it happens sometimes. We need to change the settings so that it doesn't happen to everyone, so don't stress, I understand. Okay, do we have any 2's in the 27? We don't have any 2's, guys. Okay, so do we want to embarrass our friends? No, so we're not going to put any 2's down. Right. Next, we're going to look at the 3's. Okay, I've got a 3 here, and I've got a 3 here. So am I happy to put down 3's? Yes, I am happy to put down 3's because we are friends. Okay, and because we are friends, we don't want to embarrass our friends. We want to be the same. Now, in these 3's, I've got 3 to the 2. In these 3's, I've got 3 to the 3. Do you want to embarrass your friend and be like, oh, look, I've got more than what you do? No, you want to be the same. So what are we going to do? We're going to stick with the lower 3's, and we're going to say 3 to the 2. 3 to the 2 is the same as saying 9. Okay, so HCF, we're looking for friends. What are we wanting to do when we're friends? We want to stay the same. We don't want to embarrass our friends. The one number had 2's, the other one didn't. We're not putting down 2's. We look at the 3's. The one has 3 to the 3, the other one has 3 to the 2. We don't want to embarrass our friends. We put 3 to the 2. 3 to the 2 is the same as saying 9. So the HCF is 9. Let's go back and let's look at the old school way. Let's go back and let's look at the old school way again. And let's see what the HCF was when we did it the old school way. Look at that. What was the HCF when we did it the old school way, guys? It was 9. So does this way work? Yes, it does. Okay. Yes, it does. All right. We're going to throw in some practice here. So let's do one more together. Let's do one more together. Okay. Oh, I like that, Brianna. Yes. So the LCM gets the highest exponent, exactly, because it's the maximum, and the HCF gets the lowest. Exactly. Well done. All right, guys, let's do one more together. So I'm going to go do 7.3 with you, and then I'm going to give you a few minutes to go try some by yourself. We'll come back, we'll do some together, and then we'll move on. So let's go do 24 and 40. So 24 and 40. All right, first thing we're going to want to do, let's do it together, guys. So who wants to help me out here? Who's working with me? Raise hands. Come on, I'm tired of talking to myself. Who's going to help me out? Right, Itandile. Hi, Itandile. Do this 24 ladder with me. How are you?
I'm good, and you, ma'am?
Good, thanks. Itandile, let's go. Let's do this ladder together. 24.
Yes,
What's the
ma'am.
first prime number?
It's 2, ma'am.
Well done. 2 goes into 24 how many times?
12 times, ma'am.
12 times. Well done. Right. Then what's the next one that we're going to put here?
Ma'am, we're gonna put 3.
3. Are you sure? Can 2 not go into 12 again?
It
Double
does,
check.
ma'am. It does.
Ah, good. 2 again, hey? 2 goes
Yes,
into
ma'am.
12? 6 times, hey?
6 times. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now what am I going to write?
You can also say 2 or 3, which is 2,
Good. And that goes in
3
3
times.
times. Good. And now what am I going to write?
You're gonna write 3, ma'am, and then it's gonna turn into 1.
Good. Well done. So if I write this as a product of its prime factors, it's going to be 24 equals what?
1, 2, 3, 6, 12, and 2.
So 2 to the power of?
2, 3,
2 to the power of 3. Good. Times by?
3.
3. Well done. Thanks, Tandile.
Ma'am.
All right. Azande. Hi, Azande.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm good, and you, ma'am?
Good. Right. Azande, are we going to do 40 together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Azande, what's the first prime number for 40?
2
2. Good. So 2 goes into 40 how many times?
becomes 20.
20. Well done. Then what do I go right next?
It becomes 2 again.
2 again. Good. And I get?
10.
10. Good. Then?
It becomes 5.
Can we maybe put 2 once more?
Becomes 2,
2.
yes.
Yeah, well done. And then it becomes?
5.
5. Good. And then we're going to have?
5.
5. And we're going to get?
1.
1. Awesome. So now I'm going to say what?
40 equals 2 to the power of 3 times 5.
Good. Nice. Thanks so much. Well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Azande, stay with me. Let's finish it off. So, Azande, if I'm doing the HCF, and the F stands for friends, okay, let's go. I've got 2 to the 3, I've got 2 to the 3. So what am I going to put?
2 to the 3.
Good, because they're exactly the same, and my friends want to be the same, hey? That's what friends are like.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Am I going to
ma'am.
put a 3 down?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I going to put a 3 down? So here I've got a 3. Let's see. Let's see. I've got a 3 here. Have I got any 3s on this side?
No, ma'am.
No. And do we want to embarrass our friends?
No, ma'am.
No. So we don't put any 3s down, hey? Okay. What
Yes,
about
ma'am.
the 5? What about this 5?
No, ma'am.
No. Why not?
Because there's no other 5s.
Good. And we don't want to embarrass our friend, hey?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So my final answer, 2 to the power of 3 gives me?
8.
Well done. Thanks, Azande.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, guys, I'm going to give you 4 minutes, 4 whole minutes to go do 7.1 and 7.2. Go have a look. 7.1 and 7.2, 4 whole minutes. 7.1 and 7.2. Go have a look. All right, Itandile, I'm glitching. I'm sorry. Am I glitching? It might be your Wi-Fi. I know just now I was also having a problem where somebody was glitching on my screen when they were talking to me. Enzo is saying to me though, it's just yours that's glitching. Sorry, I know I also saw that somebody was glitching while they were talking to me. I'm really sorry. Let's go have a look. All right, so you have 4 minutes. While you guys are doing that, I'm just having a look at this file that Mr. Umar sent me. Umar, I told you, I promised you I would have a look. Okay, let's have a look here, Umar, while you guys are busy for 3 more minutes. All right, so while you guys are busy, Mr. Umar, I think maybe you wrote the word heading down wrong, but I'm gonna send you a message, Umar. Hey guys, I'm gonna ask you to not draw on my screen, please. Right. Okay, we got 1 more minute. 1 more minute. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so while you're busy doing that, I'm gonna quickly leave the meeting and I'm gonna come back in again because people are saying that my voice is glitchy. So give me 1 minute while I leave the meeting and I come back in, guys. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Actually going to do this for you guys. Apologies. What I'm going to do is do this. Right. Hopefully you can hear me a bit better, everybody, so that it's not so choppy and not so glitchy. Hey, if you guys can just give me a thumbs up if that's a bit better. Just a reminder that we're not using the chat for private personal messages. Okay, good. All right. I'm glad that's better, everybody. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, awesome. Okay, good. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so I am going to quickly drop everybody's hands and then I'm going to ask who does want to help me. So I'm going to ask for 7.1. Oh, Enzo was quick off the mark there. Right, Enzo. Hi, Enzo.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thanks. Enzo, talk to me. What was your HCF for 7.1?
Or 7.1.
Yep.
Oh, I accidentally did the wrong one, sorry.
That's okay. Did you do 7.2?
No, like I messed up the order.
Oh, yeah. Which one did you do?
Mhm. I don't know how I messed it up. Like I mixed 7.1 with number 18 with 35. I don't know how.
Oh, dear. Okay. Okay. Don't stress, Enzo. Go ahead and look and just redo them quickly, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's go, Brianna. Hi, Brianna.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you? I haven't heard from you for ages.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Brianna, talk to me. What did you get?
Ma'am, I got 18.
You got 18 for the HCF. Does anyone else, everyone agree with Brianna? I didn't get 18, but maybe, let's see. Anyone get something different? No? Okay, Brianna, let's go work on it. All right, let's go work on it quickly.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Okay, let's go see. So we had 18, and what was our other number?
27.
27. So I'm going to go do it untidily. Whoopsie, because I want to go do it quickly. So 2 and 9, 3 and 3, 3 and 1. So 18 is equal to 2 times 3 to the 2, hey?
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
27, so 3 and 9, 3 and 3, 3 and 1. So 27 equals 3 to the 3, hey? Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so now if I'm looking for the HCF, Brianna, F stands for?
F stands for factor, is it, ma'am?
Factors, good. But what did I say the F must be? They must be friends, hey?
Friends.
Yes,
Oh, yes,
to be
ma'am.
friends. So I've got a 2. Have I got any 2s on the side, Brianna?
There's only one.
There's only 1 2. So am I going to write 2 down as a factor? Hey? As a highest common factor.
Oh, that's my mistake.
Okay, cool. Let's look at the 3s. I've got 3 to the 2. I've got 3 to the 3. Do I want to embarrass my friends?
No.
Oh, so I'm just going to say 3 to the 2. And Brianna, do you agree that's 9? Did you put 2 down by accident?
Yes, ma'am. I said
Ah,
2 times 3 to the power of 2.
does it make sense now?
Yes, ma'am. I think I wasn't paying attention.
That's fine. Don't forget. F stands for
Friends.
friends. Thank you, Brianna. Okay, I'm going to ask Lorona because Lorona's having a little dance party here. I can see them on my screen. Hi, Lorona.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Lorena, talk to me. What did you get for 15? What was a 15 and 35? What's your HCF?
I got wait, wait. Uh, did I do the wrong one? I got 25.
25? Are you sure?
No, wait,
Sure,
5.
sure. 5. Good,
Mm.
Lorena. Thank you because you want them to be
Yeah.
friends, hey?
Yes.
So 15 was 3 times 5, and 35 was 5 times 7, hey? So the only thing they have in common is what?
3
5.
and 7.
So the only thing they had in common was 5, hey? So the HCF is going to be 5.
Yes.
Okay, good. Be careful. I see somebody saying, Brianna saying she got 105. Brianna, be careful. You might be calculating the maximum. You might be going and adding everything together. That's only when we're looking for the LCM. Here, what were we looking for? We were looking for friends. So we were looking for the highest common factor. All right, the friends part of it. Okay, guys. So again, all right, again,
all the answers for these questions. I'll put them for the HCF. I'll put them onto Classroom for you tonight. So you'll have all the answers there for you ready to go. Okay, so what are we looking at next? Next, we're going to look at rates. Now, somebody was asking me earlier, ma'am, when are we going to do exchange rates? So exchange rates is kind of the same thing as rates, okay? We will do exchange rates again when we do finance too, but let's have a look at rate for tonight. So rate is the comparison of two quantities of different kinds. So when we're looking at rates, we're comparing two different kinds of things. Most situations dealing with rates use the word per in the statements. Okay, so we're always going to use the word per when we're looking for rates. For examples, potatoes cost R6.99 per kilogram. So potatoes cost $6.99 per kilogram. Petrol cost R8. Well, I wish it cost this much. Petrol cost R8.75 per liter. My family spent R2,500 per month on food. So, for example, a holiday special hires videos at R10 per day. How much will I pay if I hire 25 videos during the holidays? What are we going to say? One video costs R10. So 25 videos will be 25 times 10 equals 250. Tandile, exactly. I wish it was that cheap. Right. Example 2. A person is paid R8,000 to paint 16 units in a block of flats. Okay, so they paid R8,000 to paint 16 units. How much will he be paid to paint the remaining 7 units? So if he got paid R8,000 to paint 16, how much more will he be paid to paint another 7? What are we going to do? Well, to get paid to paint 16 is R8,000. So we must say 8,000 divided by 16. Why? To work out how much he got paid to paint 1. And that gives you 500 Rand. And then to work out how much you'll get paid to do the remaining, we're going to say 7 times by the 500 Rand, which gives me 3,500. For example number 3, we're going to look at our distance, speed, and time, a little triangle. Lorona, don't worry if you lost. We're going to do some together as well, okay? We're going to do some together. Santi takes part in a 25-kilometer race. So Santi's in a race, racing 25 kilometers, and she finishes in 2.5 hours. At what average speed did she run? So what speed did Santi run at? Well, when we're looking at speed, we always look at the speed, distance, time triangle. We know what the distance is over here, and we know what the time was over here. Okay? We want to calculate what the speed is. So when we're calculating speed, distance, and time, we use this beautiful triangle over here. And when I was at school, we used to call it our DSTV triangle. All right, so we've got our triangle, okay? And we put our D, our S, our T, and we say that this is like our V, okay? And our triangle, okay? So if I want to calculate what the speed is, I'm going to say speed is equal to distance, the D, divided by the time, or the D over the time, same thing. So when I'm calculating that, I'm going to say 25 divided by 2,5. Let's go work that out. Who can work that out for me, actually? What's 25 divided by 2,5? Let's do some work. Come on. 25 divided by 2,5, guys. Go do that. Tell me in the chat. 25, go to Zande. It's going to be 10 kilometers per hour. Well done, guys. Well done. Yes, thank you. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's do some practice of this together now. All right. Sia pays 80 Rand and 91 cents for 9 chocolates. How much will he pay for 20? I'm going to give you 1 minute to go think about that first. So he's paying that much for 9 chocolate bars. How much will he pay for 20 chocolate bars? Think about it. Think about those examples that we just did. Think about maybe some you might have done in class. Okay, he's paying that much for 9. How much will he pay for 20? Hey. All right, so that's how many he pays for 9. How many is he going to pay for 20? Right, Umar, let's hear it. We haven't heard from you tonight.
Ma'am, so what I did
Yeah.
is I took 80,91 and I divided it by 9
Good. Why did you do that, Umar? Talk to me.
so I can see how much one costs.
Wonderful. And what did you get?
I got 8,99
8,99. Great. Well done.
and then I times it by 20.
Good. Well done, Umar. And what, so you said 8,99 and you times that by 20. And what did that give you?
179,8.
Awesome. Well done. So we're going to make it rand, hey? 179,80. Well done, Umar. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. So like Umar said, all right, to calculate how much 1 cost, he needed to say 80,91 and he needed to divide that by 9, guys. Why? Because he wanted to work out how much 1 cost. And then he took the 1 and he times that by 20. Anna's father, I'm going to leave that on the top there so if you need it. Anna's father covered 956 kilometers in 8.5 hours on a recent road trip. Ooh. At what speed did he travel? At what speed did he travel? I'm going to go put the little DSTV triangle here for you again. So D, S, T. Okay, go calculate that. I'm going to give you a minute to go calculate that. Anna's father covered 956 kilometers in 8.5 hours on a recent road trip. At what speed did he travel? All right, who's helping me out with this one? Who knows? Who's helping me out? Itandile, hi.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, let's go. Itandile, what do I need to say?
Ma'am, I was a bit confused, so
That's
I'm not
okay.
so sure.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I first divided the
Good.
two numbers, which gave me 112,5.
So that's perfect because to get speed, you must say speed equals distance divided by time. Well done. So you're going to say
Yes, ma'am.
956 divided by 8,5, which gives you
112,4.
112,4.
Yes, ma'am. Or am I wrong?
4 kilometers per
Per
hour. That's
hour.
it. Well done, Tandile. That's perfect.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's well done. All right, guys. So if we're doing a speed, what are we doing when we do speed? We're going to say distance divided by time. Well done. Okay, last one, and then we're going to move on. Kaya bakes cupcakes and makes a profit of R2.40 per cake. How many cakes will she need to sell in order to be able to afford a bicycle costing 2,700 Rand? So she wants to buy a bike for 2,700 Rand. She makes a profit of R2.40 per cake. Okay. All right. How many cupcakes does she need to sell? All right. Brianna, yes, you can write as per hour. That's perfect. That's perfect. Lorena, how 8 did that? Lorena, we'll go back. So stay at the end and I'll go back for you to that last one, okay? All right. So I'm going to do this one quickly for you guys. So I'm going to take my 2,700, which is how much money I need, and I'm going to divide it by R2.40. So I'm going to divide it by how much I'm going to make per cupcake, guys. So I need 2,700 Rand. And if I'm making R2.40 per cake, it means I'm going to need 1,125 cupcakes. Okay. Well done. Well done. 1,125 cupcakes. Right. Let's have a look at ratios. When we're looking at ratios, we're comparing two or more quantities of the same kind now. So with rates, we were looking at different kinds. With ratios, we're looking at the same kind. The numbers are shown as a fraction, so 3/4. We say 3/4. A ratio can also be written using 2 dots, as in a colon, between the pair. So 3:7:4. Ratios are usually given in their lowest terms. So we always make sure that we simplify our ratios, in other words. So, for example, if we were given 3/5 is equal to A/25, they always want us to work out what the value of A is, guys. Okay? How can we work that out? Well, there's a few different ways to work that out, all right? One way to work it out is we can say to ourselves, how do we get from 5 to 25? What did we do to 5 to get to 25? 5 times 5 gives us 25. So 3 times by 5 would give us 15. That means that A must be equal to 15. For example 2, 250 mils of water is added to 50 mils of cool drink syrup. What is the ratio of water to syrup? So remember when you're making like oras, or maybe you're making like green juice or red juice. I used to really like green juice when I was your age, okay? When you squeeze in the juice and then you have water with it, all right? And you're looking at the ratios there, okay? And you're putting 250 mils of water and 50 mils of juice. Now, what is the ratio there? So you're going to put your 250 over your 50. When you simplify that, what is it giving you? It's giving you 5/1, or 5:1. All right, let's go do some together because those are all our examples. So let's go do some calculations together. We're going to start by doing the fraction ones first. So let's have a look first at the fractions. Okay. Calculate the unknown value in each of the following ratios. There's 4 there. I want you guys to go have a look at them. Okay? Go have a look at those 4 for me. All right? And go and calculate those for me. I'm going to give you a few minutes. I see Itandile has your hand up. I'm going to answer you. Itandile, do you have a question for me, or was your hand up from earlier on?
Ma'am, I have a question. Ma'am,
Sure,
I
what's
don't
up?
understand. I don't understand how you did it. In my old school, ma'am, they said 10 times P is 10P. Then I was like 7 times 50. And then, ma'am, I don't understand how you did the yours.
Same thing. Same thing. So whichever way works for you, Itandile. I'm going to do both ways now when I go through it with everybody. You'll get the same
ma'am.
answer, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so perfectly fine. Whichever way works for you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay,
you.
cool. No probs. All right, let's have a look at them. So we're going to have a look at number 1 first. And I'm going to do it the way that Itandile was just talking to you about. So we've got 7 over 10 equals P over 50. So another way to do it, guys, is as follows. We can say 10 times by P gives me 10P. And 50 times by 7 gives me 350. Okay? Then I can say to myself, well, how am I going to get P all by himself? I'm going to divide this side by 10. Whatever I do to that side, I'm going to do to this side. And P is going to give me 35. So that's another way to do it that Itandile was working. Okay, so cross multiplication, just like Larona's saying, perfect. So you can do cross multiplication as well. Absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with doing it that way as well. All right. 5.1.2. Mr. Umar, you want to answer one? Umar, talk to me.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
So what I did is I said 6 times 9 equals 54. So what times 70? What times 9 equals 72?
Good.
The answer is 8.
Is 8, hey? Well done. So Umar did it by asking himself, what times, 6 times what gives me 54, which was 9. So he said to himself, 72 divided by 9 gives him 8. Well done, Umar. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, so Umar did his the other way round. Perfectly, perfectly fine. Okay. All right. Number 5.1.3 is a little bit trickier. Let's go do this one. 1 over 4 equals 2x over 80. I'm going to go do the cross multiplication way quickly. So 80 times 1 gives me 80. 4 times 2x gives me 8x. I'm going to divide both sides by 8, and I get 10 is equal to x. 10 is equal to x. And for 5.1.4, 7 times 10 gives me 70. So 2, 5 times by 10 will give me 25. So B is equal to 25. All right, grade 8, that takes us to the end of our lesson, guys. Thank you so much. I will put all of the answers for you onto Classroom again. So all of the answers for all the questions that we did tonight will be on Classroom. Your test for tonight is on Classroom as well. If you are on Classroom, you should be able to get it right now. So your answers for Classroom are on there as well. I know that somebody did have a question for me, so please make sure that you stay if you do have a question to ask me very quickly. I do have a class after this, but I'm more than willing to answer your question now. Otherwise, guys, I will see you next week, Tuesday. Don't forget to tell your friends. I want to see this class full. Umar's asked me, ma'am, can I put the link in the chat? Umar, I can put the link for you for Classroom in our chat. Let's see if I can do that for you. Let's go here. All right, I'm putting the classroom link in the chat, guys, for you. Make sure you go, you join the classroom, and you go and you do the quiz for this week. Bye, guys. All right. So, Mateo. Hi, Mateo.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good. Ma'am, I wanted to ask about does the standard maths class start?
So, Mateo, for the moment, we're just doing one grade 8 class for the moment until we have
Okay.
more numbers, and then we'll split it into two.
Two. Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
No
does that
problem.
make sense? So for now,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
there's a few of us, I think at one point there was only 28 of us in class. As soon as we have more people, then we'll split into two, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thanks, Mateo, for the
Bye.
question. Bye. Right, Brianna. Hi, Brianna.
Hi, ma'am.
What's up, Brianna?
Ma'am, so today my teacher was teaching us about ratio,
Yeah?
and it was a bit confusing for me.
Oh, sorry. Do you understand it now?
Ma'am, I understand it a little bit, but I'm
Okay.
still confused. So
All right.
I will try to rewatch the video tomorrow.
That's a good idea, Brianna. So was it ratio or rate that you were confused about?
Ma'am, ratio, because we're going to learn about rate tomorrow.
Okay, so go and have a look at the video, and then also what I'll also do is I'll put these questions onto Google Classroom for you so you can practice, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thanks, Brianna. I hope that it helps a little bit, okay?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
keep
Thank you,
coming back
ma'am.
and practicing, no problem. Hi,
Okay.
Level. Bye.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. How are you,
Hi,
ma'am?
what's up? Good and you?
I'm good, ma'am. Oh, ma'am, I wanted to ask, ma'am, about Google Classroom, ma'am. You know the code when we log in, ma'am. So I
Yeah.
tried to put the code and it didn't let me in.
Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna give you the code again. I had it here 2 seconds ago. Let me grab it quickly. So I'm putting the code, the class code for you in the chat. Okay, there is the class code for you in the chat.
Okay, ma'am. Let me just take a screenshot
Right.
quickly.
Okay, cool. No probs. I'm gonna
Okay,
log
thanks,
off
ma'am.
there. No probs. Thanks. All right. Hi, Lorena.
Hello.
What's up?
I have at least 4 questions that I don't think
4
you have time
questions.
for.
Okay, let's try
Yes.
quickly. Let's try before I go to the grade 9s.
I was confused with 5.3 and 5.4.
Okay, 5.3 is a confusing one. I agree with you. Let's have a look at it. Let's do the steps quickly. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. If I don't get to do 5.4, the good news about this class is that it's all recorded. So you can go back and you can watch the video as well. Okay. Let's look at 5.3 together. Okay. So I'm going to rub this off. Right. 5.3. Okay. So I've got 1/4 is equal to 2x over 80. Happy with that?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to go do cross multiplication, hey? So I'm going to take the bottom and times it by the top. And 4 times 2x gives me what? 8x.
8x.
Okay? Are you happy with that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm going to take the bottom and I'm going to times it by the top. So 80 times 1 gives me?
80.
80. Cool. Now, do I want 8x?
No.
No, I just want x, hey? So how do I get x
Yes.
all by itself? I must
Divide
by
it by itself.
8, hey? And whatever I do to that side, I must come back and do to?
This side.
Awesome. So I'm left with x, and what's 80 divided by 8?
10.
10. Amazing. Okay, Lorena, I'm going to ask you if you can go and watch the video for the last one for me, because I'm out of time. I'm so sorry, but I will see you on Tuesday.